So when you see something that really pisses you off, you should triple check that one.
That's why we're triple checking you, Sarah Haines. No, The View can't help themselves. Now, Sunny Hostin, aka Legal Note, can't stop being fact-checked and having to deliver legal notes. And it's quite funny. These ladies, including Sunny Legal Note Hostin, think that the American way now is you're guilty until proven innocent. And you're still guilty if they don't like you. Watch this.
Sexual misconduct allegations seem not to matter anymore. It seems like unless you have a sexual misconduct allegation, you can't be in the cabinet.
That's true.
I mean, that's what it's looking like because, I mean, was it 11 people? And maybe one of the 11 doesn't have something going on?
Years ago,
and that is more of a comment on the Democrats and how they use power to go after a political opponent. But the left has been so used to doing this that they can't believe the American people saw through it. That's why they keep reiterating all these allegations. Allegations, again, in their mind are supposed to be as good as a guilty verdict. They're complete hypocrites. Why don't we hear anything from the left? Why isn't it on the headline news today on The View about Lake and Riley? Watch them as they gaslight you even further into trying to think what women's rights is and is the Me Too movement, because that's never cry wolf. And it actually delegitimizes the people who actually have been victims of heinous crimes. A lot of times, these Me Too things are just ways to attack somebody who hasn't done something that you want. It's a way that narcissists have taken over the system. And unfortunately, that happens. And then the people who really have these situations happen to them, they're the true fighters. They're the true warriors.
I think it was Cindy Adams used to have these parties, and they'd say, if you're not indicted, you're not invited. And it reminds me of this in a way. It's like, oh, let's see, who's accused of sexual assault? Put them in the cabinet. And they're like, pick me, pick me.
And Joy, how did you know about that party? Did you go to that party? How did you know about it? Why is it so funny? That's not the funny joke, though. Believe me, this joke she tells in a minute is the funniest joke of her entire career. I put money on it. Wait.
And I think that's a line in the sand that we don't go backwards on 1,000%. We're watching P. Diddy is in jail right now, can't get bail because people know that criminal sexual assault has to be punished. But this does not surprise me that many people being nominated, that Donald Trump's circle would include, locker talk, people that want to grab you by the privates and help you whether you like it or not. Like
her saying that was more violating to me than when Trump ever said it. Do you agree or disagree? That was yowza. Now watch her completely gaslight you into trying to think that this is Donald Trump's fault for people making up lies about him and his team. Now, hey, I could be wrong. Verdict's out, right? But they're innocent till proven guilty. And the democracy that they say they're always fighting for is total BS because they don't know anything about it. Because the truth of the matter is, as American people, you are innocent until proven guilty. And it's so hypocritical because they do that with people coming over the border. They assume that they're all innocent. None of them could be criminals. And that's why they dismiss somebody like Lake and Riley. But yet somebody that they want to attack politically is always guilty before proven innocent.
Shock me. But it is getting up there. You've got now, just to be clear on my language here, alleged sexual misconduct or harassment. Gates, RFK Jr., Pete Hegseth, Elon Musk,
Donald Trump.
This is a Donald Trump problem to me, not a Me Too problem. This is what comes with it. But one interesting thing was Caroline Leavitt, who's Trump's picks for White House press secretary, said he has chosen brilliant and highly respected outsiders to serve in his administration, and he will continue to stand behind them as they fight against all those who seek to derail the MAGA agenda. I would encourage them to separate sexual assault and sexual offenders from their MAGA agenda, or you're telling me this is part of your agenda. And that's what's coming out.
And they all clap. Either they had the clap machine there that told them to clap. That is so absurd. No, just the fact that somebody's been allegedly accused of something doesn't mean that that actually happened. That's a very dangerous thing. The United States, it's okay to condemn somebody for just something somebody says. It actually illegitimizes the people that it actually happens to when you do the never cry wolf and you just use it as a tactic to get people to not like somebody, as a smear campaign and defamation of character. And the fact that all the people that Trump is picking have this, and the fact, I mean, that's what the American people have opened their eyes up to, is that that's not mathematically probable. It's more probable that you guys smeared an entire group of people to try to pull the wool over the American people's eyes and make them think this whole thing. What do you think? Watch Sunny Hostin, aka Legal Note Hostin, wax poetic on you as she, perfect form, as she always does, talk down to you, condescend you, gaslight you, and include this nice story about her grandma. Now, Sunny, we know that who you walk with shows who you are. That's why we don't trust you, because you walk with Kamala, who has hurt millions of Americans with her open border policy, millions of Americans as a prosecuting attorney wrongfully accusing people and prosecuting them for marijuana, and then laughing when asked if she smoked it, because she's so hypocritical and she can turn her back on somebody on a dime. Now Sunny's going to tell us how we reflect who we walk with, and how allegations, as a attorney once herself, she should know better. But now she's going to, along with the rest of the Viewcast, of course, gaslight us into believing that the Democratic way now in the United States of America is guilty until proven innocent, and that allegations and accusations are the word. Very dangerous. So is her jacket. Even funnier is that 2 days in a row now, Sunny Hostin has had to deliver legal notes, and that's why they call her Legal Note Sunny Hostin.
Legal note. I have a legal note. Matt Gaets has long denied all allegations and has not been charged with any crime. Gates previously dismissed allegations that he paid for sex, saying that, quote, someone is trying to recategorize my generosity to ex-girlfriends as something more untoward. Another legal note, Pete Hegseth's lawyer said he paid the woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit. He has denied any wrongdoing.
Just call the show Legal Note from now on.
If you're getting value from this video at all, subscribe. Why not? Join the party and actually support women's empowerment, because I could use some empowerment up in here. I'm totally fine if you don't. I'll just cry, blame you for my life, the way the left does.
When you see something that really pisses you off, you should triple check that one.
Yeah. That's why we're triple checking you, Sarah Haines. We are triple checking you. It's so silly. Does she just not know? Or is she paid? What do you I mean, she's obviously paid, but what do you think? Almost seems like a parody. Is this for real, or is this Saturday Night Live? This is hysterical. The funniest joke Joy Behar has ever said in her whole life. And that's really hard because I don't think she's ever told a funny joke. Watch this.
Something that really pisses you off, you should triple check that one.
Yeah.
But I think that that's why people like our show, because they know that we are checked by ABC News. But
We're checked by everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if we're wrong, we have, you know, the legal note here. Basically, to this guy Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. I checked it. He believes in dragons. He believes in dragons.
Did you triple source that?
Yes, I did. And he also says that dragons, like I guess like dinosaur type of animals, roamed the earth when people did. So this is the type of really, really bad information.
A few moments later.
In response to the bizarre claim, Joe Rogan trolled the host, posting on X, "This is my new official X description," with a link to the video. He then also changed his description to dragon believer. The internet went into meltdown about the hilarious interaction.
The really bad information that they put out, saying that women are losing their rights with a Donald Trump presidency. Women are losing their rights. Sunny Hostin said that women, her daughter isn't going to have as many rights as she has right now. And that is a lie. Watch this.
Administration, your government will pay for all costs associated with IVF treatment.
Are there, just to clarify on this, are there any states where women face prosecution for having an abortion?
No,
Are there any states that criminalize miscarriage
no,
or the care for for a miscarriage?
no,
Are there any states that criminalize removing an ectopic pregnancy?
no,
Are there any states that prohibit life-saving care for the mother?
no,
Are there any states where women have to be actively dying for a doctor to be able to act for her care?
no.
There's been a lot of rhetoric in this that I'm concerned pushes people away from getting access to health care. Vice President Harris, in a speech recently, said that women were being arrested and facing prosecution for experiencing miscarriages. Ms. Hackler, do you know of a single instance where a woman has been arrested for having a miscarriage or getting health care for that?
No, treatment for miscarriage is allowed under the law. And there have been instances where I think that one example of that that's been pointed to is misleading because the woman, I think she was in Ohio, the charges against her were not abortion related.
At this point, there has to be some fact checking and actually verification of the things that are shared, because I spend a lot of time on Instagram Reels and I'm served up things that I get outraged about. And then I realize, oh, that's not even true, but I have the sense to go and look it up.
But you don't, because look, campaigning with Kamala the last year, or well, the last 3 months, right? But on the fact that we wouldn't have women's rights and all these fears that you're putting into people's minds.
Shocking low points of the campaign trail emerged in the final weeks.
There's a direct parallel to a big rally that happened in the mid-1930s at Madison Square Garden. And don't think that he doesn't know for 1 second exactly what they're doing there.
Democratic candidates Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, with the support of certain media outlets, worked to link Republican candidate Donald Trump and Adolf Hitler.
And trying to brainwash with propaganda. Maybe you don't know. Let me know. Do you think that these ladies really know what they're up to? Do you think some of them know what they're up to and others just don't? Like, who are the leaders in this? Because they flat out lie, but then they say that they're fact checking and doing all this stuff. And what's even funnier is that 2 days in a row now, Sunny Hostin has had to deliver legal notes. And that's why they call her Legal Note Sunny Hostin now. Watch this.
Sunny Hostin was forced to read a legal notice not once but twice after airing unproven claims about Matt Gaets.
Matt Gaets has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism. That DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
I want to see the new Attorney General pick, which they're extremely jealous of. The left is totally freaking out about her because not only is she overly qualified for this job, but she's super attractive, which we know blows their mind. Watch this.